Hello, everyone. I'm Michele DeLuca, curator of Body, Mind, Spirit TV. My guest today is Nancy Proulx. She's an equestrian, a horse whisperer, and an EFL coach. Now, you might ask, what is an EFL coach? Well, let's talk to Nancy about that. Hi, Nancy. How you
Hello,
doing?
Michelle. Yes.
What is an
So,
EFL coach?
it's an equine facilitated learning coach. And what I do is I partner with horses to teach personal development skills to both individuals and groups. And a lot of people might ask, well, like, why horses? Mm,
That was going to be my next question. Why
Yeah.
horses?
Well, horses are prey animals, so they're much more instinctual than us humans, and they're also masters at reading nonverbal communication.
Ah,
90% of all of our communication is nonverbal, and most people don't even realize that. So, working with directly with the horse helps to connect you to your instincts, your emotions, and your intuition.
oh, that's important. So many people are so interested these days in learning to know more about the part of us that just seems to know things from our gut instinct. That's very interesting, and that's part of the work you do with the horses. What is it about the horses that helps us learn intuition?
Well, that's their language. They have never lost touch with that part of themselves. We as humans, we're lost in our thoughts.
I see. So in your work, you incorporate you incorporate some tools. One of them is often a horse, one of your horses, and there are other things you do when you do this work with a client. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Mhm. Well, the very first tool that we introduce is the body scan. And the reason we introduce this is that it brings you into the present moment. It allows you to become more horse-like when you enter your body because you're in a feeling, sensing place, and your body works like a piece of equipment. So it picks up all types of nonverbal communication that's going on. That 90%.
And you've told me before that most humans aren't aware of this information that's coming in because we don't listen to our bodies at all.
Yeah, we're taught to shut down at a very, very young age. I'll give you a great example of a woman who was so disconnected in her body, and she worked with me for quite a few sessions. But one of the first exercises that we do with this body scan is that after we get you to sense your body, we'll have you walk through the barn, and we have 11 horses in the barn, and they're all behind they're in their stalls. So what we ask you to do is just kind of walk in and sense with your body which horse that you're attracted to. And this woman, she beautiful, beautiful woman, but walked into trouble everywhere she went. And sure enough, she chose a horse, and she chose probably the most obnoxious, nervous, dangerous horse in the barn. And I'm like, God, why did you choose that horse? And she's like, well, it was pretty.
Ah, she chose with her eyes, right? Instead of her
Yes.
body.
She didn't notice all of the behavior that he was exhibiting. He was kind of lashing out at her at the bars. He was biting on the wood, circling his stall. She had she had no idea of that connection to her body, that she was even causing tension to the
So
horse.
he was giving her all kinds of signals, and her body not didn't pick them up on any level,
Nope.
particularly intuitively.
Right.
And I'm guessing after some work with you, then you come to a place where you go, oh, that's making my shoulders feel tense. Is that horse's behavior is making me feel tense, or I don't know, making my stomach feel constricted, something like that. And this kind of plays out then in your relationships in life. Is that the way it works?
Yeah, yeah. It's once you learn to trust your body and the intuition that your body is bringing forward. I tell people you can read a person, you can read a room, a business situation. You're playing with a full deck.
Because the one thing that people sometimes misunderstand is there's no riding on the horse in these circumstances, in these times that you spend with your clients on the horse. It's more of going into the ring and having the horse respond to either your real truth or your front that you present to the world, something like that, do you think?
Yes, one of the exercises that we do is to approach the horse. And because the horse is very instinctual and reads us very well, they're actually going to pay attention to what we feel versus how we present ourselves, even more so than our body language. Um, Let me see a great example with this one woman where she was having a lot of difficulties, not only at home, but with friendships. And people would kind of react to her or then shut her out. And there's this one exercise that she was doing with the horse that told me a lot about what was going on in this situation. So, with this exercise, the horse is actually free in the arena. And we teach you how to approach the horse as if you were approaching another person, to watch for any signs of tension coming from the horse as you approach them. So you're actually looking for the first signs of fight or flight from the horse.
And the way you've described it to me before is like the tail will twitch
Yes.
or something like that, or the muscles in his forelegs will twitch. Something, just an indication that the horse is giving you information, and it's kind of up to your clients to figure out what that information is.
Yeah. So what they want to do is read the very, very subtle, first subtle signs of what the
Mm.
is communicating with you. And then at that point, we want to respect the horse's space. And I teach a leadership skill in right in that place.
Skills. How does that work?
Yeah, so a great leadership skill is to recognize your horse, your employee is tense in that moment. And what you really want to do is breathe, feel your inner body, slow your own thoughts down. When you can regulate your own energy, you actually will influence the horse or the other person. So you
That's
kind
fascinating.
of, mhm.
And then once you slow down your energy and once you're breathing and you're obviously then able to tune into your own body and see the messages that your body is telling you. So not only are you learning to listen to what or see or feel what the person across from you is experiencing, but you also have some more clues as to what you're experiencing in relationship with that person.
Correct. And patterns, like for instance, this woman, she walked right through all the horse's boundaries, and her mission was to get close and touch the horse. And right, a lot of people
Yeah.
need to be close in order to be reassured that they're safe.
That is fascinating. And so the leadership component then. So how when you have someone in front of you and they're struggling with I don't know, either their family or their staff, or they're hoping to become a more powerful leader,
Mhm.
it's about reacting with the horse in the ring and determining how that horse feels and determining how you feel and ultimately making better decisions because of that.
Right. Our body's always giving us information. And what we don't want to do is just stick to our programming, Michelle. I mean, our limited ways of doing things, because a lot of times it's cookie cutter. And
Yes, doing the same thing over and over and getting and expecting different results. I think someone said that was like the definition of insanity. Is
yeah.
this work ultimately connects us to our intuition, you said? Can you explain just a little bit more how that occurs?
Yeah, what we want to do is just think of walking into a room.
Okay.
Walked into a room where somebody's had an argument.
Yes.
Okay. And you could feel that. That,
You sure can.
that is information. And that's our intuition right there. And what we want to do is connect it actually even deeper. Is this about me or is it about them? How do I respond? Sometimes the intuition may be leave the room for right now and let that conversation continue. Uh, so yes, it always, our body has all types of information, has information for us, whether the food we eat is balanced.
I was thinking about that today, is asking myself more often, do I really want this?
Mhm.
I'm learning a lot from you in the course of our conversations because to listen to my own body,
Yeah,
it helps a lot.
yeah, and you can use your body, in a leadership skill also to motivate. It's about clear intention, being able to motivate and read the other person or
And
this.
you said, when we were talking about horses, you said something about the reason that you love to do this work with horses, although you don't always have to be in the barn to do this work, of course, but the reason you love to do it with horses is why?
Well, you get to practice over and over again because there's a different personality of horse. I'll keep bringing out so that you have a body awareness of when you get it right and you get immediate feedback from the horse. It's like, there, I felt that in my body. I felt myself drop in, and the horse immediately responded by connecting with me.
That's beautiful work you're doing. I know you and I have promised that we're going to spend some time in the barn doing this together so that I can get a better understanding of it. And I'm so looking forward to that. If people want to know more about the training that you provide, you have a website, nancyproulx.com,
Correct?
and you also have a Facebook page, Equine Essence.
Equine Essence, yeah, Nancy Proulx, Equine Essence.
So if anybody wants to have a chat with you, they can go there right now and submit their questions.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's fine. Or like I have a contact on my Facebook page and also on my website, and I'd love to hear any questions.
wonderful. All right. Well, I'll have all that information below. I hope people do contact you because the work you do is fascinating and you are extraordinary at it. I know that from experience. So thanks so much for taking the time to talk with me, Nance. You take care, and I'll see you again soon.
Okay, thank you, Michelle.